Hey friends, today we're going to be going over several exercises for mobilizing the hips. Having strong, resilient hips is such an important part of being an able-bodied human being. With so many people in their 70s, 60s, and even 50s having to get hip replacements, it's becoming increasingly apparent how important it is to take care of the hip joint. There's a certain freedom within the body that is allowed with strong and mobile hips. It unlocks one's athletic potential and freedom with movement.
So the somatic perspective around doing these movements of opening up the hip is around the ego function of centering. Through training sensing of one's center, we're able to increase our awareness of our power. We get to fill out from the inside out, knowing what we like and what we dislike. And it builds a sense of self-esteem, knowing what you need in relationship to yourself and others in our lives.
In this video, we will demonstrate 2 variations of hip circles, as well as 2 dynamic stretches for some of the musculature surrounding the hip joint.
As we do a side bend, then we move into a back bend, other side bend, and slight forward fold with a light stretch in the hamstrings. Moving slow at first, and then we'll smooth that out as we link that movement together. The spine is neutral and shoulders are relaxed. All right, so there's 4 parts to this movement. We're gonna tuck our pelvis, tilt it to one side, arching back, tilt to the other side, and then tucking again. Breathing is exhale as you tuck, inhaling as you arch and tilt. So the first part, as you do it, we're breaking it down into 4 parts. And once you get good, then you can smooth those movements out.
All right, so the first dynamic flexibility exercise we're doing is a high kick for the hamstrings. For this exercise, we want to make sure to maintain our maximum range of motion. So as you start to get tired, I want you to stop. So for the second motion, it's important we step back and we want to make sure we're on the ball of that back foot. That front foot is going to stay flat on the ground, heel and ball of foot on the ground. So with that front foot, we want to send that knee over the toe, and we're going to try to cover the calf muscle with the hamstring of that front leg. That back leg is going to try to be as straight as possible, keeping that back knee off the ground so you're really feeling that hip flexor stretch in that back leg. As we get more comfortable with these motions, we can start to add them together. So we can throw a dynamic leg kick for the hamstrings and then a little shuffle step and step back for that deep lunge stretch for the hip flexors. Generally, a good rep range for these is somewhere between 8 to 12 repetitions per side. These 4 movements can be done every day, preferably in the morning or before more intense practice. With consistent practice, you'll begin to feel changes within weeks, if not sooner.
You'll feel your power from your core, which also builds self-esteem from within yourself.
These are foundational hip movements. There's so much more out there. In the future, we will be posting more videos on more advanced hip mobility exercises. So stay tuned, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you soon.